Hello, this is my week 3 assignment, Hoping. This week's resources highlight different aspects of hope that I will outline in the next two slides. The first tenet of hope is will. Will is seen as overlapping with self efficacy. This is Bandura, 1997, Stashovic and Luthen's 1997. One's expectancy that one is capable of performing specific actions to attain specific outcomes. Carlson et al., 2011, page 90. A second tenet of hope is ways. Ways is seen as overlapping with optimism, the general expectancy that one will experience good outcomes in life, and the retrospective attribution of such outcomes to self. This is Seligman, 1998, and Carlson et al., 2011, page 90. The third tenet of hope is attainment hope. Attainment hope is directed toward desired outcomes of goal-directed pursuits, situational or more enduring, that deeply concerns a me or a we and engender lived experience with a sense of purpose. This is Carlson et al., 2011, page 295. And then last, opening up hope. Opening up hope is oriented toward new possibilities and the open-ended qualities of experience. Carlson et al., 2011, page 296. Other researchers also speak on the subject of hope. Helen and Winston, 2005, also speak to the self-efficacy of hope, optimism, in goal pursuit. Shane Lopez surmises, "We're all strangers to our future selves," implying that there's yet hope in what we may become. Reichard et al., 2013, acknowledged that more hopeful employees do better in work and life. Lopez continues to say and differentiates that hope and optimism are related but are not the same. This is in contrast to Helen and Winston. We are tasked with creating goals for our organization. My first goal is to create a work-life balance among my staff. I'd like to assist them by helping them realize the importance of this work-life balance. I realize that 90% of the staff that I've encountered in my current organization have expressed feeling overworked and overwhelmed. 100% of the evenings and weekends that since I've assumed the position of coordinator of fine arts, I've received emails from staff members over the weekend and after work hours. They send emails, texts, and voice messages. I would seek to help team members establish healthy work-life balance by minimizing their and my communication activities and duties occurring before and after contract hours. My second goal highlights one of the tenets of this week's resources. Where there's a will, there's a way. I seek to empower staff to find and utilize their hope. I will encourage team members to identify their personal strengths that may or may not be related to their job. I and other organizational leaders will work with team members as think partners to help them develop skills in completion of tasks utilizing employees' strengths coupled with their hope and optimism. According to Luthens and Jensen, 2002, the optimists had the willpower component of hope, having positive expectancies and specific goals, but did not have the way power dimension of hope or alternate pathways figured out of what to do and how to cope when the expectancies did not turn out or the paths to the goals were blocked. Therefore, I believe that my second goal will help my team members to overcome where willpower and way power have to meet in order to to utilize that hope. Now I wish to outline how I will utilize the stepping method to establish my sub goals. First, I would improve communication, frequency, and efficacy amongst my team. According to Reichard et al., 2013, employees high in hope possessed the attitudes and behaviors reflective of happy and healthy employees, such as job satisfaction, well-being, and commitment. It's my belief and position as a leader that when employees um, have clear communication and it's frequent, it is most effective. Secondly, I would seek to provide additional opportunities to discover new hobbies and interests. I will form interest groups and assist team members in identifying others within the organization with similar interests. This sub goal is to encourage members to find meaningful, non work related activities in which they can engage. Again, since my main goal is to establish and help my team members establish a greater work-life balance, I think it's important for them to explore their interests outside of work and not let the work define their only relationship with the organization. Next, allow me to describe the pathways that I will use when I must seek alternative ways to reach the goal. I will know that I need to use them when my original methods become stagnant or too familiar to myself as the leader, as well as to those who I lead. First, I'll provide virtual and online resources for employees in the event that they are unable to meet face to face with leaders for greater communication. They'll have access to different materials that would not just benefit them if they were to meet face to face, but also to spark their curiosity outside of face to face conversations. Secondly, we would have weekly club meetings during lunch to encourage team members to purposely step away from work and tasks. Thirdly, I will have team members participate in StrengthsFinder activities in order to identify innate strengths and encourage them to job craft, thereby establishing a greater sense of hope and connectivity to their tasks and to the organization. According to Helen and Winston, 2005, self-efficacy thinking becomes activated when a person is faced with a significant situation, specific goal related to outcome that is valued by an individual. In order to pursue this outcome, the person must believe they can attain the outcome. Harrison, 2011, highlights a quote by former President Barack Obama. That's what hope is: imagining and then fighting for and then struggling for and sometimes dying for what didn't seem possible before. This is an example of self-efficacy and agency. Carlson et al. Outline agency and hope in the following way. They speak to three paths. First path is hope as individual goal attainment. The key conceptions here are hope as positive expectancy of goal attainment resulting from an interaction of ways and will, primarily individual, goal-oriented, and cognitive in orientation. The second path is hope as relational possibility. The key conceptions here is hope as a mode of acting that is intensely relational, thrives on the open-ended, is sustained by moral dialogue, and is a generative engine of development. It acknowledges collectivity, emergence, and emotion. And the third path is hope as organizational process. The key conceptions in the third path are Hope as a phenomenon, a future-oriented and emotive quality of experiencing that it interacts with other organizational processes and is contextually and situationally shaped. This acknowledges collectivity, emergence, and emotion. The next portion that we will concentrate on is persistence. The question is, how will I persist, and how do you motivate employees to persist? First, I will ensure that I'm focused on the goals that I've set and that I'm clear and concise and that I continuously pursue those goals. Secondly, as far as motivating employees, I will always maintain a pulse on the motivation of the employees. I'll monitor that motivation. And when I see that there's a lull, I'll go back to my different pathways and evaluate my systems and processes. I'll also seek input and wisdom from employees within the organization. I'm a firm believer that iron sharpens iron. And therefore, although I'm the leader, I'm not the only one with the answers. And so I will seek vision outside of my own and input from others as well. Thank you for listening and viewing my presentation.